What up, Cowboy Nation?
What's going on?
It's your man T. Drape,
I am Coach T.
and this is the Cowboy Show in OG State of Mind.
Yes, sir.
Week 5 is in the books.
Yes, sir.
Big week.
Yeah.
One of the biggest wins of the seasons, and it couldn't come against a better opponent than the Steelers.
Yeah, that made it much more exciting and enjoyable, man.
It absolutely did. We're here to talk about it. Like we said, this is the Cowboys Show. Let's get right into it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
This is a game that we were in attendance. Drove down to Pittsburgh, took that trip down there, and man,
Loved it.
couldn't have been in a better place in the world.
No. I mean, even with the rain delay, you know, we waited it out. We got and once they called us back in, it was on. It was on.
It was a hell of a night. I mean, the temperature and everything. It's a little cold, you know, after that rain. You know, I'm suffering from a cold. We're a little late getting this out to you because of all the travel. But like they say, never on time, but always on schedule. Here we are.
Yes, sir.
And ready to get into it. So let's kick this off, Coach. Let's get right into this game.
Yeah.
Like we said, it was a hell of a game. The atmosphere, you couldn't ask for a better atmosphere. First time down to Heinz Field. It's called something else now. I'm not even going to even attempt to call it what it is.
Cowboys Field now.
Yeah, that's what it is. We own it. It can't even walk their own block. We own that block right now.
Hey, it was a lot of us down there. I wasn't expecting that many of us.
I was expecting it. I know we travel well. We're like Ohio State fans in college football. You look up and you're going to see that sea of blue and gray.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans knew we was there too. I mean, it was like almost in every row you had 2-3 Cowboys fans. We were spread out.
Well represented.
Oh, absolutely. So let's talk about this game, man. This game, you had all the atmosphere was great. Like I said, you got Snoop Dogg in the building, you know what I'm saying, waving the terrible towel. Steelers fans was feeling like they definitely had this one.
Absolutely.
But for our team to go into that building and to be able to withstand the elements, you know, the delay, like you said, the rain delay, and then to be able to come out on that field and put together 4 quarters of football. Yeah. Hey, it ain't been sexy at all this season.
Right.
But it's a win, and the way that we fought and the way that we pulled it out is what I really want to, you know, kind of tip our hat to our team.
Yeah.
Been tough on McCarthy about his play calling, you know, trying to figure out what Zimmer's doing on that defensive side, but them guys stuck together and they had a good game plan.
Absolutely.
So we want to give a salute to those coaches as well.
And because listen, we showed a lot of fortitude and, like you said, a lot of fight.
Yes, we did.
When you leave so many points on the field in the first half, and then to come out in the second half, and they started off with a touchdown to take the lead.
Yes, sir.
You know, and then we come down and we get a field goal blocked. You know, on our first possession, it's you got to have something. Yeah. And we showed some resolve that I was really impressed with and really pleased with, man. And that fight, I mean, we played to the final whistle.
Yeah, like you said, man, we was a resilient team. You know, like you said, everything that you could think could happen. The big interceptions, Dak threw 2 big interceptions, and both of them was in scoring. You know, we was down in scoring areas, great go in. We had momentum. The fumble.
That's what I said. Don't forget that one.
God. You know, number 4 jumping on that ball, that was big, man. That was big.
That fumble. I thought you were talking about Dak in the first half when we were in the red zone.
I mean, that fumble and Dowdle's fumble at the end of the game when we trying to close this thing out, man. We trying to come back and win, and that ball hit that turf. Man, it was like slow motion. We was looking at that. It was right down on our end of the stadium too.
Right, and that showed you what type of guy Dak is.
Yes, sir.
He doesn't just talk. I want it. You know, sometimes you like, man, why'd you make that throw? Whatever. You kind of question some things. Yeah. But when you dive on the ball like that, you know what I mean. Like, and the Pittsburgh guy, he didn't go home.
No,
you know,
it kind of froze. He kind of froze for a moment.
He went hands first. Dak
no thought. No thought about giving the body up or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we wanted that win.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you think about the game from a whole, just looking at it holistically. You look at the stats here. You got Dallas 445 yards total offense to Pittsburgh's 226.
Come on.
I mean, we damn near doubled their, you know, the total yard offense. So it was a game where we were just moving the ball up and down the field, but could not capitalize on our opportunities. And that's something, Cowboy Nation, that we got to get better. We got to get better at. As we're going to move through this season, and we've got a challenging schedule, especially this game we got coming up against a good Detroit football team. We've got to capitalize. We can't move the ball, get in scoring position, shoot ourselves in the foot. Penalties 11 for the Cowboys to 8 for the Steelers. These small little things we've got to tighten up.
11 for 87. And now that's 22 in the past 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Like you said, taking points off the board with the blocked field goal. You know, Aubrey's he's cash money.
Yeah.
So, you know, to get that blocked, you know, and this is when you're going in, you got momentum. Right. It just was always something that was shooting us in the foot, that was killing us, self-inflicted wounds, and then to have that resolve, that resiliency, and to come out with a victory was a big win. Yes, Let's start off on, we've been starting off on the defensive side of the ball in most of our shows. Let's start off on the offensive side of the ball this time. And like we said, really hats off to these guys of playing through it and being able to get that final drive and be able to win. Let's start off with number 4, the quarterback. I thought Dak played a really efficient game. Coach, give me your thoughts.
Hey, man. Like you said, that the player of the game was obviously jumping on the ball.
Yeah, that's the biggest play that he had of the whole game. Saved us.
My goodness, yes, he did. I mean, and we always get on. I know I do about you, $60 million man. You know what I mean. Sometimes you got to win us a game. Sometimes you got to. And that last drive, man,
he did
it. And the thing is, he came back. The drive before, he throws just a terrible interception.
Yep.
You know, and he came back and he drove us, 70 yards?
That sounds about right, Coach.
70 yards for the touchdown, man, and a couple of key throws. And he used, I mean, like I saw where CD said, Tolbert, you grew up today.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. That was big, man.
Yeah,
that was big.
He had a great, I mean, he made big catches.
Big catch after big catch.
Yes, man. I mean, he is really growing into the number 2 role.
He has, man. And I looked at that. I looked at the film, and I was just putting together all of the catches that he had throughout the game. They were always key catches. He did it across the middle.
Absolutely.
He hit the deep one down the sideline. I mean, he just had key catches. You know, him and number 9. Oh my God, Turpin, man.
Hey, number
9. They're making it really hard for Brandon Cooks when he comes back, man.
No, that's real.
That's real talk,
That's
man.
real because Tolbert makes the contested catches.
He does.
I mean that the last play.
Yeah.
My man was draped on him. Once that ball hit his hands, it was wrapped. It was his.
It was, man. And you know what?
No bobble, no nothing.
Not only for Brandon Cooks, but man, I kind of look at it like this. Whatever you was looking for out of Deuce Vaughn, little guy, you know, can do things. You know, they were talking about that Darren Sproles stuff.
Right.
Look at the plays that number 9 made during that game. Turpin. Shouts out to Mike McCarthy for changing up and getting that motion, getting that motion back in the game.
Oh my goodness.
Hey man, they motioning him left right before the snap. He come behind the backs. You hit him on the screen and just give him open field. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. So I don't know if we'll see Vaughn back in that active roster, man.
I mean, why? I mean, we saw Rico went 20 for 87. That's, you know what I mean? That's over 4 yards a carry.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we saw Lupke. We keep seeing him, man. And that you was calling, hey, family, Cowboy family. My man was in the stands like, man, when are we going to throw the screen? When are we going to throw the screen?
They had 2 of them. One to Rico, I think it was in the first half. But the one to Lupke.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Lucky too, man.
Hey, man.
This guy's a player, man.
Yeah.
This guy's a player, man. You remember last year, Lucky having that big fumble last year? You know, at the goal line. You know, a lot of people, I think, kind of ripped Lucky off. Lucky has done everything for this team, from pass blocking, picking up blitzes, catching screens, making big passes to keep the sticks moving. He has been really good, man. So I really appreciate what Turpin and what Tolbert was able to do from that wide receiver spot, because you know, guys, hey, they're taking CD out of it, man. They're taking CD out of it. It's really, you know what I'm saying, CD is getting it right, and those other guys are stepping up. And that's what CD's saying, like a big bro, man. Like, hey, man, you stepped up tonight, and it felt really good, Cowboys Nation, because all of this BS that you're hearing, Chris Collinsworth on the live broadcast talking about CD's over there getting into it with Dak, and you know, they're trying to play CD like he's a poison, like he may be that guy that's, you know, the locker room guy that just, you know what I'm saying, is the bad apple out the bunch. But man, CD is a baller. He wants to win, and sometimes his emotions are gonna boil over. We know that, but like you said, man, me and Dak is locker mates. You know what I'm saying? It's my brother, and so, you know, he just was telling him as we saw him come out and say, jump off for. You know, that's all he wanted to say. Just, hey, man, give me an opportunity. That guy, he's a little smaller than me. I think I can moss him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So glad to get that nonsense out the way, man. You know, just that narrative.
Everybody wants to find some chinks. You know what I mean? And especially with us. And
especially with
if we show anything, they wanna jump on it because when on our way home, man, that's all we heard on the sports channels. You know, CD going after him. You see what he's saying,
right?
And then nobody can read.
And we were sitting there figuring out, like, you know, we was there. We didn't never see nothing on the sideline that looked like it's.
And we were on our sideline,
right? So we never seen nothing that looked like it spilled over. But
right.
Great game from them guys, man. Dak again, man, on his throws and tight windows on 11.9% of his total attempts in Week 5. His first game this season with a tight window pass rate under 22%. I mean,
that's good.
Hey, he's been squeezing balls in there, but it seems like McCarthy and them was finding ways to get people open.
Yeah.
I looked at the offensive line. Let's talk about them, Coach.
You know, I was about to go there, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about our guy, man.
Who was that?
Tyler Smith. Let's move him on out. Now, it didn't hurt that unfortunately for the Pittsburgh 51, I don't know his name right now. He went out because he's a monster.
I remember tapping you like, who's the number 51 just went. He grabbed that hamstring walking off the field. Right. I said, hey man, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Because he was coming. Yeah. You got him with that other guy.
The quarterback. Yeah, that was me.
Hey, that's when Dak gave that fumble up. They hit him like they sandwiched him, man. They sandwiched him. He put that ball in that turf. He got to get better at that too. He got to start tucking that thing when he knows.
Absolutely,
because he be trying to get up out of there. He can't get out of his own way sometimes, man.
But like I said, with Tyler taking over for Guyton when he got hurt, and then 51 going out the game, man. Bass did a pretty decent job.
He didn't do bad, man. He didn't do bad. I think he got caught for a penalty one time in there, but you know, just to come in and fill in, and like you said, for that guy, man, for Smith to be able to switch right over, man, to that tackle, and you could tell too, man, he's got some little nicks and knacks. You could tell how the way he's walking with a limp. He's got some little nicks and knacks and bruises, but man, that guy's tough, man.
Oh yeah,
he's a great run blocker. He's very formidable at that tackle position, and we were just lucky to be able to have him and for him to shift. Hey man, the running game got even better.
That's what I'm saying.
Running game got even better.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you what, man. Number 67, Hoffman, he ain't got to play no more. You play 3-4 plays, and you get a unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you're lucky to be out there.
Yeah,
lucky to be out there. But yeah, man, the offensive line, man, I thought those guys did good. BB keeps progressing and elevating. You gotta elevate. Every week it seems like that guy's elevating, man.
And it's crazy to me that never played center in college.
Right.
And I have not seen, not gonna lie, I haven't seen a bad snap.
Yeah. Just some guys is just, they just football players, man. You put them somewhere, they're going to dig in, put their hand in the ground, and they're going to get it done.
And that's him.
Yeah, it is, man. But yeah, man, the offensive side of the ball, to wrap things up, switching, just want to talk a little bit, give Rico his flowers, man. Finally stuck with him. Finally stuck with him. I think he had 20 carries. Zeke had 3, maybe. Yeah. I think it was. Yeah. So you're talking about he got the bulk of the work. He got to eat. He got to eat. And so you stuck with him. And one thing about Rico.
Zeke had 6.
He had 6 carries? Okay. Maybe the second half was 3. Right. But, that game by Dowdle showed, what he can do when you give him the workload. And I'm talking about a lot of times, seeing it when he come through the line, I said, we got him. The next thing you know, man, you see him pop through there, and he finishing runs, breaking tackles, getting yards after, I thought everything that he did that game, man, has put him in a position. Now you got to just go ahead and start scheming that this is our back. You get a breather. That's when we, we bring in somebody else.
And because he's not bad at the blitz pickup either.
Yeah.
He sticks his nose in there. Might not be the biggest, but he's going to stick his nose in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why not? Well, that's what we've been asking for. Give him some carries. Let's see what he can do. And he did it against the number 1 defense.
Right. And then it was true Dallas football, Cowboys Nation. What you started to see during the game was we stuck with the run. And on those last couple of drives, it got tired. We started wearing on Pittsburgh. You could see them guys, man. They had their hands on their hips. They breathing heavy. Because we was giving them that work. And so then you got a balance. Now the play action starting to work. Things is opening up. So
that's it. Man.
And McCarthy, man, I say I'm always on him, man, about his play calling. He's the one guy that I'm yelling at the TV. Hey, come on, man, we got to get better at this play calling. He called a brilliant game, and it even got better. I think the one thing I didn't like was on that 3rd and 1 when he went for the pass in the first half. That was the thing. I'm like, man, come on, man. We got to be able to line up and get a yard. But other than that, man, his calls, man, the motion, the way he was able to get people open. A lot of the shifts that we did, Pittsburgh wasn't even ready for it.
Right.
So, yeah, man, shouts out to that guy, man.
Continues with the motion and the shifts, man, and give Zeke the ball on the short yardage. What we bring him here for? If we're not going to give him to him in the short yardage, you know what I mean? We can go ahead and cut him.
You're absolutely right, Coach. Hey, if he's going to be there, that's where he's supposed to be, that bell cow at. Yeah. You know, and let's just wrap this up. Just have a quick talk on Zeke. You know, because it's been all reported that Zeke he's went and asked some questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem.
As a grown man should.
Because they said the way it is, he's been the ultimate teammate. He hasn't tried to make any noise to make it about him. He's just saying, hey, I thought that's what y'all brought me here for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and he did it the right way. He didn't go to the media. The media asked him questions.
Right.
That's why all of this is coming out.
Right. I think that's what Calvin Johnson, he in his story, he was basically saying Zeke has done everything. It hasn't been anything like he's hating or anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, hey, this is what you guys brought me here for. Mm-hmm. And I just want, you know what I'm saying, want to know what's up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like I could have, I feel like Zeke would have been in a great position when they gave that ball to Dowd on the goal line.
Yeah, because Zeke would have followed Lupke.
Yeah, I don't know if they was like Dowd was in such a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? You just want to ride the hot hand. But I understand where Zeke is coming from with that. Also, too, I wanted to just give a shout out to Brevin Spann-Ford. Yeah, Brevin Spann-Ford at the tight end position is really came in and gave us some really good plays. Yeah, he made some good plays. Oh, Schoonmaker had a great game too.
Improving, man.
He had a great game.
Yeah.
He had a great game.
Still not worthy of the second round pick, but he's
Coach didn't like that when we took him there, and I can understand why. But yeah, he played well. But yeah, I thought those guys really chipped in, and it's really a compliment to our team and our players that they were able to step up with so many people injured. You go into Pittsburgh, and we're about to talk about the defense with both of your defensive end, your two best players out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It just has so many different, and you losing people. Marshawn Nealon goes down during the game. You lose Guyton during the game. All this stuff is happening, and you're still able to win. Yeah. And that's what teams do. You know what I'm saying? I wish some of those guys that would be on these talk shows and on these four-letter, you know what I'm saying, sports shows could go ahead and just say, hey, man, you know what I mean, Dan Orlovsky and these guys, man, give us some credit, man. Give us some credit, man. You know what I mean?
He's just a hater, man.
It's just what it is. Yeah. It comes with being a Cowboy, right? It comes with the star.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's shift over, Coach. Let's talk a little bit about this defense because they had a great performance as well. With all these players that we had out, I think Mike Zimmer put together a good game plan. What did you see on that defensive side of the ball?
I mean, first of all, we always say run the ball and stop the run.
Those are the things we have to do. It's the formula.
Man, we held them under 100 yards rushing.
We did.
You know what I mean? 3.5 yards per carry.
Yep.
You know, so that was the first thing because you want to see if Justin Fields can beat you.
That was what we said.
And he was 15 for 27?
It didn't look good.
131?
It didn't look good, I tell you that.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't look good.
So and it wasn't like we were loading up on to stop the run. Mm-hmm. You know, we were getting good. Osa played extremely well. He was very active.
He was
on that defensive line. Golston was very active on that defensive end. That's just we need. Like I heard this from somebody else. We no more defensive tackle for Golston. He needs to be a defensive end. Yeah. That's the type of guy he is, man.
I agree with him, Coach.
And so we stopped the run. Kendricks played well. Our linebacker, of course, Overshawn all over the field.
That's that guy.
All over the field. So I mean, everybody was just playing at a high level. They were 3 for 12 on third down conversions, man. Mm-hmm. They 10 possessions they had, 5 punts.
Right.
You know, so they what was it, 32 total yards after the first possession in the first half?
Yeah, man.
They scored a field goal in the first possession, and then they
put them pliers on them, man. We tightened down on them. On them. We really did. You know, Tyrus Wheat, man, getting called up.
Come on.
You know, coming up, you know, from the practice squad, getting out there. And two, you know, one thing I want to say is I looked at that hit that he had on Justin Fields. That hit, even though it was a penalty, it changed the way the game was going because Justin, after that, he had his head on the swivel.
Right.
He wasn't too much about pulling that ball down. You smack him like that, Well, you got to come out the game for a couple of plays.
Right.
You come back, you start thinking about it. You start making some business decisions.
Right.
And he definitely was. But that was a good hit.
I thought it was a legal hit, man.
I thought it was too, because when you looked at it, it was bang bang. You could see how when his head snapped, the flag was coming. You know, that's what they do. They protect those guys over there.
Right.
But I just thought he played really well, man. Lawson played very well too.
Yeah.
Those guys really came in and stepped up for Parsons and
let's not forget the human sled. Don't forget about him, man.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Linval.
Yeah. yeah. Hey, we been on it, man. So you
You're
got
right.
you got to let him know, man.
That sack was big time, man. That sack was straight up the middle.
You got to let him know. You got to give him his flowers.
Shout out to Joseph Linval, and you could just tell, man. You know his like you said. I think you hit the head on the nail. I don't think he was in shape when he came in.
Right.
I think he playing his way in shape.
Yeah.
Because he does look a lot better.
He looks a lot better
too.
Yeah.
Safeties too, man. I want to give a shout out to Hooker and Wilson. Been tough on them. Played a really good game in that 2 deep coverage. A couple times they tried to go deep.
Right.
What about that guy Jordan Lewis? What about that guy Jordan Lewis, man?
Hey,
Let's talk a little about Jordan Lewis.
He had your boy Pickens frustrated. He was upset.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So he is really clamping down. And I don't know if we're gonna get in Detroit later, but
it's gonna be a matchup. That is gonna be a matchup.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is but Jordan Lewis has really played well.
Very well. He has, man. He's been a bright spot for us in that secondary, you know, with us losing so many people, you know, down 2 corners to a practice squad guy, and that guy played good too. Coverage-wise, sometimes is not the best, but what he does, and I'm talking about Armani, what he does from the corner position from a tackling standpoint,
yes, sir.
It's like you look at Diggs on one side, what he does from a tackling standpoint compared to when he's in run coverage. That guy really tackles well, man. He tackles well. And, you know, Diggs played a good game. He was solid. Didn't hear a lot from him. That's always good when it's a corner. Yeah. You know, but they did try to go at him. He was all up underneath it. You know, he's looking for them picks. That's what he does. He's the gambler. He is a gambler.
Does. Yes, he is, man. But, yeah, he's we're going to continue with this Pittsburgh because I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But like I said, man, we came into we thought coming in, stop the run. Let's see what Justin Fields can do.
Yep.
And that's what we did.
We did, man. And I like the formula of now how Zimmer is now playing with the safety all the way down, bringing Wilson all the way down, giving us like almost an extra linebacker, and you put Hooker over the top.
Right.
And we rotate back to the 2 safeties when we have passing downs. Just general subtle things that he's done. We weren't able to get a blitz pressure on the quarterback like we could, and we knew that without Michael Parsons being in there. So what does he do? He turns up Kendricks. Kendricks was on pressures. Kendricks had, I think, 5 pressures during the game. Which is really good numbers for him. And then just one stat I did want to give about Jordan Lewis, just to cap off how good he's been playing. He's allowed just 3.4 yards per target, the nearest defender in coverage this season, second fewest among 28 slot cornerbacks. Shout out to Jordan Lewis, man. You're getting it done, riding these guys like they got handlebars in their back.
Good.
Coverage. Shout out to that guy. But, yeah, the defense, it just was one of those bend but don't break because they had their moments when they moved the ball.
Yeah.
I just thought that we were solid. We didn't give up much, and the key was that we said, hey, Justin Fields is going to have to beat us. And that's where it was at.
Absolutely.
Anything else jump out on you on the defensive side of the ball?
No, just really impressed with how we played, man.
Yep.
You know, it's with the run stopping.
Yeah, with the run stopping. And
I was really impressed.
Yeah, it's just like those guys are growing up, man. You're seeing these guys over Sean. You know, the more games that they get underneath their belt, the better that they're getting. But, yeah, I thought it was very solid as far as our defensive effort. Right. Like I said, we just didn't break. You know, we gave up the 2 touchdowns, but there was plenty of times that they were approaching, you know, getting in scoring position. And when we did what we did to have to get off the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So I thought, man, all in all, man, it was a great game. Looking forward, thinking about things that we've got to get better at. We've just got to get better at capitalizing with the great offense. Like I said, you have over 450 yards offense. You want to be able to score a little bit more than 17 points.
Finish it off.
Yep. And we left points out there. I think we're leaving a lot of stuff out there. What else you see, Coach?
Penalties.
You got to get better.
I mean, 11, 22 in the last 2 games, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, and every week we hear it. Mike says we got to get better. McCarthy says we got to get better. And every week, it just the nature of our team, just stuff like Devin Wilson. You get that late penalty, 15 yards.
Yes,
I mean, that's one of the scores that that was a key penalty. And I know you're aggressive, heat-seeking missile.
Right.
You just gotta let the guy get out of bounds, man. Just let him go, get back to the huddle, and get to the next play. Yeah. But I think those are the things. Let's shift a little bit because we want to just talk a little bit about this Detroit game. I know we're being on this short week and traveling and everything. We haven't had a big opportunity to review it, but let's just talk about what we think about this game. And nobody's picking us to win this game. Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah, well, we ain't got nothing to lose then.
We're at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's always it has been. Right. This year hasn't told the same story as far as how good we play at home, but it's always good to be at home in that building.
Absolutely, man. And one thing is their pass defense is shaky, man.
Yeah, I was definitely looking at that. There are some opportunities there. Offense is pretty good, man. Overall pass efficiency, number 9. Overall rushing efficiency, they're number 6. Yeah. And then pressure rate, as far as being able to beat the pressure, they're number 13 in the league. Yeah,
and they have 2 good backs.
Yes, sir.
With Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yes, they do.
Who are, both averaging, I believe, over 4 yards a carry.
Yep.
Yeah. So there again, we must stop the run.
Yep.
But it's good to have Bland back and Carson. Both of them should be full go for the game. So we just got to sell out for this run, and I think that's going to be tough matchups because with Jameson Williams and Amon St. Brown and the guys they have there, you got Sam Laporta. They got a lot of weapons. And shoot, last game they played, they did come in, and they're coming off a bye week.
Right. And we're coming into this game limping again. Yeah. Now we've found out that Kendricks is not going to play. Yeah. That is a huge blow. Yeah. That's like losing your quarterback on the offensive side, guys. Absolutely. This guy makes the calls. He's the guy that Zimmer really trusts. And on top of that, who else we got? Of course, we still got Michael Parsons and Tank out.
And Tank out, and then out.
Right. And then also the backup. What's his name? Varro? The backup.
Vigil. Yeah,
Vigil. I'm sorry, Vigil. Yeah. Vigil is listed as, and that's the backup for Kendricks. He's listed as being hurt. So it's another week where it's next man up mentality.
Absolutely.
It's got to be that. But we do get a few players back. We're expecting Bland to be back. They're saying that he's going to be on the pitch count. That is huge, getting him back. Who else did we got? Carson. You're right. Carson should be back. So that should help us out. You're getting a guy that was starting for Bland back, and then you get Bland back. So that should really help us out.
Yeah. So, absolutely. But this is a game. This is one of these games that Dak might have to win for us.
Right. That's like you said. $60 million man. That's why he gets it.
Yeah, they're 27th in the pass defense, man. Passing yards per game.
Right. And I trust Zimmer to put together a scheme to be able to slow down that offense, hold Montgomery in check. And then, like we said, Jordan Lewis is playing very well. He's got a tough matchup this week against Amon St. Brown. Yeah. And let's hope that he comes in and has the same type of success that he's had all year, and we got a chance.
Yeah. I definitely think we have a chance, man. But we like you said, we have to slow him down defensively, and I think Dak's he's going to have to because they're 4th in total rushing yards per game. They're pretty good against the run.
They're good on the offensive side of the football.
And we got to keep Aiden Hutchinson out that backfield.
Aiden Hutchinson is going to be matched up against Steele. That's going to be the matchup that's going to be key. Yeah. I think Guyton's all right, though. I think he practiced on Thursday, so I think he'll be back. Be interesting to see what the coaches do. If they keep that with Smith being outside, but I think they bring Guyton back if he's healthy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You got to cut down on them turnovers, and he's got to hold his side down, man.
Yeah. Well, Cowboy Nation, we appreciate you sticking in there with us. We love you for always for watching us and supporting our content. We're going to ask you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that alert button so you'll know when we drop. Yep. We got a lot going on between the day job, lifing and all that. So, we're going to get this out to you as soon as possible. So we'll look to aim to get this out to you next week early.
Absolutely, man.
I'm going to give Coach T the shot, the parts.
Well, man, I ain't got nothing to say to Cowboy
Take us out of
Nation,
here, I should say.
It's always one love. And go Cowboys.
See you next week.
Yes, sir.
Out. Peace.